Hello YouTube! Flashlight Enthusiast here. I'm glad you could join me as today I present to you the Wuben X3 that should be released in a couple of days. Still a prototype flashlight I got here, however I would like to present to you my thoughts and impressions of this particular sample, hoping that I can help you make an informed decision. This flashlight certainly stands out of crowd of ordinary flashlights, bringing some new innovative features to the table. However, will all of that be worth the money that Wuben asks for this particular construction? Let's have a discussion in the comments below. As I record this review in the mid of July, there are different versions of X3 available. First things first, there are white and black X3 with just magnetic base available, and then we can also order white, black or green X3 with charging box in black color, as well as blue X3 with aluminum charging box in white color, starting from $81.99 ending at almost $110 for the most expensive version. My prototype packaging included the X3 manual, the hard case with Lumen logo for other accessories, X3 flashlight, X3 charging case, and last but not least a nice looking lanyard known from other X series. So this is the USB-C to USB-C charging cable with a lanyard and a ruler printed on the side of the lanyard, which is quite cool. The package I got here is way overkill for such a small tiny flashlight, however I presume that production packaging might differ for what I have here today. When I first saw Wuben X3 advertised on the website, I immediately thought, what a cool gadget! And let's be frank, this is a cool gadget rather than a regular EDC flashlight. However, I definitely have to praise Wuben for trying again something new and being innovative in this already quite boring flashlight world. Please note that this is still a prototype version that I'm reviewing here, so it might be different than your regular product once you get your hands on it. First things first, let's talk about the design, because this one is quite unique. You've got, in this particular sample, you've got the translucent glow-in-the-dark body that is still quite cool when it comes to looks. You can see some internal parts through it, however not too much. We've got a nice thick clip that is definitely on the stiff side here, a bit too hard to my taste. I wish it was quite softer. Those two black caps are in fact magnets so that the Wuben X3 can hold its position vertically and horizontally. The magnets are not that strong, however it definitely is enough. The core of the flashlights are actually two different LEDs, however there are also versions with two identical ones. So here at the left side we've got Samsung LA351D for 5000K neutral white beam, and on the right side we've got SST20 deep red for your night vision protection red light, and these are actually identical optics under the glass lens, so this is always quite nice. Anti-reflective coating is present, and this bezel should protect your precious optics from getting scratched. At the top we've got one single electronic switch along with the OLED screen, yes, OLED screen that will display your battery level as well as current mode that you are in, both from white LED and red one. When it comes to user interface, it is really quite simple. One click for on, one click for off. When you are in the on mode, you just hold the switch to scroll between low, medium, high, etc. Double tap for turbo output, as is displayed on the OLED screen. One click for on, and when you want to go into the red light mode, you simply hold the switch from off, and there you are, level 1 lumen, and then level 2 is 70 lumens, and then you can also have your third level, which is like strobe red or something like that, and hold again to go back into the low mode red. So that's basically it. Simple user interface, but it's more than enough to give you light in various EDC scenarios, situations. Another cool thing about this Wuben is that actually it is a straight flashlight and an angle design as well, because this head can be rotated to give you this additional functionality, which is quite cool. One thing to mention is that this glow-in-dark body, as you can see here, can be also lightened by internal LEDs in blue color. So in case you want to try it, just go into the on position and then 5-click to turn those signaling or positioning blue LEDs that Wuben states in the manual that it will consume much power, so they do not recommend using it all the time. However, I think it definitely looks cool and it actually gives you this glow in the dark body some energy to glow in the dark later. When it comes to weight, it is quite light as expected from an EDC. 64 grams or 2.2 ounces is really nice weight. However, unfortunately, on expense of performance. Let's face it, we cannot expect high sustainable output for a flashlight this size and this weight with such a small aluminum head and 2 LEDs. We cannot. The charging case itself is built out of high quality rubberized or matte finished plastic with some key features like lanyard attachment, built-in 3000 mAh capacity battery, USB-C charging so that you can charge your internal battery conveniently, but also a built-in diffuser for additional functionality of Wuben X3, but also an opening at the top so that you can have access to your LCD screen and button, or use your flashlight while charging it in your case. Overall, the design is really nice and high quality, and I highly appreciate it. Once you plug in your USB-C charging cable into the case, the red light at the right portion of the box will blink. Once the charging is finished, it should turn to green. In order to charge Wuben X3 inside the included case, simply put the Wuben X3 inside and then press this little button in the right portion of the case to let the wireless charging begin. It will be indicated by this blinking green LED. Once the charging has been finished, it will turn into constant green. Where the error is detected, it will go red. It will also be displayed on your LCD display on the Wuben X3 itself. Once the charging has been finished, the display will go blank. Although definitely convenient, wireless charging isn't definitely known for being extremely efficient. Built-in 1000 mAh battery inside the Wuben X3 takes around 2.5 hours to be fully charged with the included wireless charging, which is quite a long time. I quite enjoy the idea of wireless charging inside the box. However, you can also charge the Wuben X3 through wireless charging built into the body of the flashlight itself. However, I miss the USB-C charging port capability even on such a small flashlight. Wuben states that X3 should be water resistant according to IP65 norm. While looking at the flashlight and those edges here, I can certainly tell that it probably wouldn't survive a fall into the river. However, some light rain shouldn't be an issue here. Here are my lumen measurements of the Wuben X3 with both white and red LED. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Alright, so here's the turbo runtime graph with white output in Wuben X3. So as you can see, I've measured pretty close to the claimed 700 lumens at start, but unfortunately due to the lower thermal mass and small head, the step down occurs right away from the start, ending at 19 seconds mark with around 225 lumens, after flashlight head achieving only 30 degrees Celsius. But don't worry, this flashlight does heat up at later stages, and the body did stabilize finally at 60 degrees Celsius, mind you. It is equipped with Samsung LH351D 5000K90 CRI, so not that efficient, however giving you nice clear white output. But here, as you can see, we do have only linear output decrease over time, so no boost driver here. That means that the flashlight starts around 225 lumens after the step down, but ends at around 102 lumens before turning off after 1 hour and 22 minutes. It is worth mentioning that for a flashlight this size, the runtime is really impressive. Here is your medium mode, again white output. Here I measure around 205, which is higher than the claimed 150. However, again, we do have linear output decrease over time. So as we start from around 205 lumens, then we end at around 49 lumens before the flashlight turns off after 4 hours and 21 minutes. So over the course of this 4 hours and 21 minutes, we drop to a 25% of initial output. Flashlight body destabilized at 42 degrees Celsius, so quite warm but not too hot. Last but not least, I also measured the high output in red LED, so here I measured around 305 lumens, so definitely higher than the claimed 70 lumens, and for my eyes subjectively this output is definitely way brighter than the 150 lumen level white LED output. So here again similar behavior as in turbo in white LED, so around 18 seconds before the initial step downs ends, with the brightness of around 101 lumens, and again flashlight head achieving around 30 degrees Celsius and then stabilizing at 59 degrees Celsius, so again hot. In my case, this linear output decrease with red output is definitely way flatter than the one in white, so it might be connected with some LED efficiency, I'm not sure. However, you do drop from 101 lumens from after the step down to around 56 lumens before turning off after 1 hour and 43 minutes. So again, quite an impressive runtime. Overall performance is, I would say, okay. I have to admit that beam quality on Wuben X3 is really excellent. After all, we are talking about Samsung LH351D 5000K 90 CRI, some nice neutral white LED with high CRI for the excellent color rendering, which is always important part of EDC and outdoor adventure. The beam shape is made of similar to X0 when you have this center hotspot for some throw and then the nice diffused spill with wide area coverage, perfect for EDC, but also giving you the perspective of some objects far away. Modes are being well spaced and overall the turbo output is quite impressive for a flashlight this size. However, as you've seen from the runtime graph selection, it drops quite quickly and after 18 to 20 seconds you are left with around 200 lumens, which is the second highest mode, and then linear decrease over time. So for short bursts, yes, it is useful, but for longer runtime, unfortunately, you are stuck with around 200 lumens, which for some of you might be not good enough. I have to criticize the beam pattern though, as the LH351D under this particular optics is looking quite good. Unfortunately, they cannot tell the same of SST20 Red. For enthusiast eye, you will clearly spot the square pattern of LED, and I would really appreciate more diffused optics to cover that up, as red LED is used mostly on the close-up situations, including illuminating the map or some near objects. I don't definitely need a focused spot as in white LED scenario. I am also quite confused, why would I need a red signaling mode? Alright, so who is this flashlight really for? Well, in my view, this is definitely not an enthusiast flashlight, but rather an outdoor geek or gadgeteer type of toy. Let's face it, with this kind of features, you are looking for someone who is searching for a gadget that can take on a different outdoor adventures or have on them always, with wireless charging, different output sources, LCD screen, and all this form factor is definitely intended for EDC. You have different white light outputs, additional red output, wireless charging, LCD display, magnetic tail cap and clip, and also glow-in-the-dark translucent body, which is always a ton of handy options when it comes to gadgets and EDC. However, on the other hand, with this small head and really not that efficient LEDs, you are looking at really poor performance when it comes to sustainable output. And while it may be enough for your EDC adventures, it's definitely not for your outdoor performance and walking with it all night long in the forests or in the mountains. The inclusion of wireless box is always handy, and it gives another points in your gadget score, However, charging performance is again not impressive. 2.5 hours to fully charge such a small capacity battery is by all means not standard in today's day and age. So while I believe the Wuben X3 is really a great gadget and flashlight, I wouldn't certainly recommend it to you if you're looking for sustainable output and in your EDC flashlight. However, on the other hand, if you're looking for a cool gadget with tons of useful features that is not necessarily lightening your path, then definitely check out the Wuben X3 if you're able to throw a bunch of money on such a small little gadget that is not really practical. Well, then definitely check out the Wuben X3. Otherwise, look for some cheaper flashlight that can sustain higher output and give you much more pleasure in your outdoor adventures. With that being said, I certainly encourage Wuben to pursue their X series further, because they're definitely setting a standard in the industry for innovative products. And while not all their products might be suitable for all of us enthusiasts, they're certainly entering the market with a lot of fuss, and I highly appreciate that, because that's how the innovation starts. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Wuben X3. If you did, consider hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button to support the algorithm of this channel and not miss out any future videos that I make. If you have any questions or comments about the Wuben X3, maybe your personal experience, please let us know in the comment section down below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching and for your support, and we'll see you in the next one.